All right. This is a rock known as basalt. No, that's granite. This is a rock known, that's concrete. That's wood, okay. That is basalt. This is basalt. What is going on, awesome peeps? Brent McCluskey here yet again with another episode of Electrified Reviews, and today we are reviewing the Mokwheel Basalt electric bike. This thing is super chunky, super beefy, super sturdy. Excited to dive into the specs, so here we go. Today, we are checking out the Basalt from Mokwheel. This is just one of the cool rides from Mokwheel that we'll be reviewing over the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that, and feel free to subscribe if you want so you don't miss out on the exciting new reviews coming up next. With a starting price of $1,799 USD, the Basalt is a serious contender in the saturated, fat tire e-bike space. The Basalt is, quite frankly, a good-looking e-bike. The blue that we received is a deep and inviting shade and looks even better when viewed in direct sunlight. And with high-quality welds throughout, this e-bike has a very polished look to it. With hydraulic brakes, a rear rack, and fully adjustable front air suspension, there are quite a few specs to get excited about. The Basalt comes in two colors, gray and blue, and based on the pictures from Mokwheel's website, the gray does look pretty sweet, but for me, well, I'm partial to the blue. Mokwheel offers a 2-year limited warranty as well as a 15-day return policy, which is great news for those who might be on the fence about buying one. And with that, let's dive into the specs. Driving the Basalt is a powerful 750-watt hub motor in the rear wheel that can propel this cruiser up to a top speed of 28 miles per hour out of the box, and that top speed can be reached using the thumb throttle or the pedal assist. The motor here has the typical 90 Newton meters of torque we're used to seeing, but the programming is what sets the Mokwheel apart from the other e-bikes that we've tested. The main difference is this. Even though the Basalt has 5 levels of pedal assist, it only has one variable power mode which increases in power as the bike increases its speed. So when you turn on your bike and at low speeds, the motor will be in eco mode, but once you ask a bit more from the motor, it cranks up into power mode, and you can really quite easily tell the difference between these two modes. This seems to be an engineered power curve especially designed to conserve battery power. And speaking of the battery, the Basalt has a hidden 48-volt 19.6 amp-hour battery. Mokwheel utilizes Samsung cells, which are high-quality cells and on par with LG and some of the best lithium cells in the game. The Basalt ships with a 3-amp charger, meaning that you can charge faster and ride sooner. And once you're fully charged, you should be able to get around 60 to 80 miles per charge, in part thanks to that programmed power curve. The position of the battery is low and in the center of the frame, keeping the Basalt perfectly balanced. And this is really important for those who want to take the Basalt on light trails or even some tougher terrain. I keep getting drawn to the Basalt's frame style. I think it's the straight-through top tube design that's particularly striking, powerful, and pleasing to the eye. This design choice lends itself to having a higher standover height, but if you're looking for a step-through frame, you're going to like one of our next reviews. Hint, hint. The Basalt has a max payload capacity of 450 pounds, which is way above average, and weighs in at a surprisingly reasonable 79 pounds. Based on those stats, you wouldn't think this chonker would have great handling, but it still feels much more nimble than it should. This electrified chariot is a bit on the longer side, measuring in at an overall length of 79 inches and having a 50-inch wheelbase. This lengthened geometry makes the Basalt feel extra stable and capable of traversing uneven terrain. At the back of the frame, we've got a bolt-on rear rack, and I love that Mokwheel puts rear racks on most of their e-bikes as it really increases the functionality of their lineup. You can use the Basalt as a commuter, a trail rider, or even a delivery vehicle. However, since this rear rack is a bolt-on, it's always a good idea to periodically check the bolts as they might become loose over time. At the front of the Basalt, we've got Overlord adjustable front forks with 110mm of travel, and they do a really good job of mitigating chatter from rough roads, and they can pretty easily soak up the bumps from light trail riding. But they're not designed for getting air or hitting gnarly gappers, but they still do their job pretty well. Let's shift gears and talk about the derailleur. The Basalt is a 7-speed e-bike and it utilizes the Shimano Tourney rear derailleur. On the handlebars, just left of the locking ergonomic grips, is the Shimano SIS Index thumb shifter. And look, say what you want about this shifter, but it's easy to use, easy to understand, and they've never let us down. There are pluses to using trigger shifters, but on the Basalt, we feel like the SIS Index shifter actually makes sense. The Basalt is also equipped with a double-sided bash guard, which not only helps to prevent damage to the front chainring, but also helps minimize derailments by keeping that chain locked tightly into place. While we're down here, you'll notice that the Basalt has the frame for a mid-drive motor, but right now, it looks like Mokwheel might be utilizing this space for their electrical components, but maybe in the near future, we'll see a mid-drive offering from Mokwheel. Wouldn't that be cool? When it comes to stopping power, the Basalt has plenty. This electric bike is outfitted with Tektro hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm rotors in the front and rear wheels. Since this is a reasonably weighty bike, it's really cool to see name brand parts yet again. This gives the Basalt enough stopping power in ideal conditions and will also bring you to a stop quickly and consistently in less than ideal conditions. Okay, so let's talk about the nighttime safety aspects of the Basalt. The Basalt has an integrated headlight that is bright enough for most urban night commutes. And this slick ride also has an integrated rear light. These taillights get brighter whenever you hit the brakes, letting anyone behind you know that you are slowing or coming to a stop. And to complement the plethora of lights here, the Basalt also features these fat 26-inch by 4-inch tires complete with sidewall reflective stripes. Despite the darker color options for the frame, these added safety aspects earn the Basalt a quick 10 points in the safety category. Wire management here is great too, with everything routed internally. The overall feel is that of a fully thought out electric vehicle. Moving up to the handlebars, we've got the half-twist throttle on the right-hand side and independent control module on the left side, and in the middle, we've got the display. The display here is fairly easy to read in direct sunlight and can be adjusted with the intuitive menu system. And one thing that I will give the Mokwheel team is an additional 10 points for their distinctive interface. I love the footprint of this display. With the bezeled corners, it's large enough to see all the information I need, but small enough that it fits well with this bike. Plus, it doesn't stick out too much for passersby. The layout is unique and refreshing in a space filled with grayscale position menus. The comprehensive menu and full color readouts is something that I wish more brands in the industry would adopt. The Basalt and Scoria lines are known as the world's first electric bike with integrated power station technology. Now, when we first read that, We thought that this was a solution built right into the bikes themselves, but it turns out you need an additional inverter. The 1000 watt inverter is not terribly expensive, coming in at $400 as of this writing, and we'd love to test it out, but unfortunately we didn't receive that unit with our e-bike, so we can't really speak to the efficacy or usability of this inverter. It does seem like a really great idea, and the streamlined Mokwheel carrying case makes it all the more appealing, so be sure to check that out. Overall, the Mokwheel Basalt is a well-built, feature-rich e-bike, and we are going to give it the title of a value buy because it's got more than reasonable starting price of $1,799 USD. It's highly versatile. It comes with a great warranty, and it's just a really nice looking e-bike. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, seriously, what more do you want? I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Okay, with that, let's take the Mokwheel Basalt out for a ride. All right, my fellow e-bike friends, that is it for the review of the Mokwheel Basalt electric bike. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you might be in this glorious world of ours. If you could take a moment to like, comment, and sub to Electrified Reviews, that'd be awesome. We would love it, we would appreciate it, it would help the channel, and it would just be all around fantastic. So thank you again, have a good one, and until next time, peace.